welcome to Flavors.
Forget about me and you. Things we used to do. It's all in the past now. When I hear that song, I just wanna sing along.
James Hemings represents a major cross-section of the best of what our people bring to the table, even under the most dire of conditions when opposed by cruelty and monumental challenges. Today, every event catered, every meal served, every palate pleased is in some way an homage to the cooks, field hands, and Middle Passage survivors that came before us. Flavors Culinary Hub provides the opportunity to these descendants of those who strive and survive to ply their craft while developing professional, personal, and economic independence. Thanks so much for joining us for this first edition of Toni's Table.
My name is Ernest Hudson.
Ernest Hudson?
Yes. I like creating foods that make people smile. Food comes personality, comes smiles. So something like a brunch. A brunch gives me the range to do different textures, different colors, different flavor profiles, but different shapes. So if I had to say what I specialize in or my thing, I would say I like brunch. Today I prepped some food for the conversation after dark with flavors. So I lollipop some chicken legs. I boiled off some green beans, wrapped them in bacon so they're nice and tight in the fridge because we know cold makes things get nice and tight. Made a mac and cheese sauce, made that as well. Cooked the noodles, the macaroni pasta for that as well on your landing strip. So try to land this airplane tomorrow and make it a nice, wonderful meal, and today was a good starting point.
Thanks for being here, everybody. So, quick show of hands, who knew about James Hemings before this week, before you were invited to this dinner?
Not.
Bless this table, Lord, and bless everyone, particularly the hands that made this fabulous meal, the mind and the spirit that brought us all together, and the willing souls who joined us. Please grant us peace in our lifetime, abundance, excellent health, and we thank you with grateful hearts.
Amen.
That's awesome.
It's the first time I had a blessing like that. It's the first blessing I like that.
Thank you. Make it look
No, that's right.
Well, last thing is cheers, you guys. Cheers to every single one of you. Samia, thank you for
Cheers.
putting this together. And Sharon, thanking you too.
Putting this together.
Lifting the glass too.
Awesome. Oh, wow. So,
Right.
I know I'm not going to eat everything else. I'm going to end up. Pass.
Tell me about this honey butter. I'm getting thick.
Yeah, some good old. You get spicy? Probably the cinnamon. Wait. What are you eating? Peanut butter?
I think it's just like
Oh, yeah,
Oh, put it on the cornbread.
Creole seasoning in there. Sorry.
Creole seasoning.
There's Creole seasoning in there.
Yes.
And then melted butter, honey, and milk.
Wow.
This is kind of like the viscosity of it. A little bit.
The lollipop chicken. Is it okay to pick up with my hands? You don't have to use it.
You better grab that handle.
All right. Thank you.
Do you eat a lollipop with a fork? A real lollipop with a fork?
That would work. Thank you.
That brings you back to where are you from? From the Carolinas or something?
Interesting. My dad is. I was born in Italy.
Let me tell you
Raised here
something.
in New York.
Let me tell you something. My coach from Carolina, my old coach from college, my old lady, she's leading the team development training to help us be better at young men. So we're like 19, 20. And we're all asking all these questions about, etiquette. So my coach yells out of nowhere, Can you eat fried chicken with your fingers? So you saying that is, I have not heard that in a long time. So it's just like, it must be from great,
Yeah, that goes one right now.
But it is one of those things where I guess it's debatable to eat fried chicken with.
So how long have you been cooking for?
Oh, that's true.
I've been making mistakes for I haven't cooked since I was like 13, but like as far as cooking on I've been more of education, teaching, teaching high school, middle school, and now higher ed, teaching culinary, and teaching adults now. So, but since I was 13 is when I started cooking, and the mistakes part, I used to watch my dad show me what not to do. Watching my mom show me what. My dad was a fire alarm warrior.
That's funny.
A fire alarm warrior. So Sunday for church, we didn't need no alarm clock because when you at 8:15, when you heard
He's in there making something.
and he in the hallway like this,
Yep.
fire alarm going off. You got pancakes, got a little brown on them, sauce a little brown on them, eggs hard. But it was like, look, time to eat, time for Sunday school after that. So, long story short, things like teaching youth at after school programs, detention centers, boys and girls clubs, 15 youth will make
That's
great.
This has been my argument for years that, cooking, you need to know what you're putting in your body. That's what we need to be teaching our kids more than anything else right now. What is going into your body? And while teaching them that, culinary arts includes everything: history, math, chemistry and sciences, writing, all of it. And when you get to a certain level, your arts are included as well, obviously, as you're learning about creative aspects of it. And so what you're talking about is like my secret fantasy. It's like some people want to go and be like great ballet dancers or astronauts. I'm like, I want to be a cooking teacher, but I do one of those who's probably pretty drunk most of the time. Dealing with the kids. So I think it's been 3 years since we met and you were taking that leave.
Yes. So my cooking journey started off around 8 years old, cooking with my great grandmother sis while my mom worked long, extensive hours. But officially, I took my leap January 15th of 2020.
Okay.
So I was working with the federal government for about 20 years, and I got no word from the Lord that it's time to make that transition. And I literally, within 3 months, I had already played around on my computer and typed up a resignation letter like a year prior. I pulled it all.
Already?
Yes. And I turned it in, started working on my exit plan, and exited on January 15th, 2020, and stepped into full-time entrepreneurship and being a chef full-time. So my culinary experience really came from my great-grandmother. I do not have any professional training. So as I started launching out, of course, I started getting, some of my certifications and things like that, and connecting with other chefs that had that, that experience globally to learn more. But this has been a journey because as soon as I stepped out on faith, January 15th, March 9th, everything we had set up, it was like, we're going to have to postpone. So, but I thank God for that because jumping out like that, it really taught us adaptability. Like, we had to get creative real fast. So I started selling blueprints online. I started selling my black rum cake online. I pulled together just all this stuff to build an online presence like immediately.
Driving around at end of the evening.
Wow. So how do you sustain, and maybe we can talk about this in the video, but we're talking about social media. We were talking about that earlier about how we always have to be trying to get content and
Every day, I feel like when I cook, I just try to do videos as much stuff as possible, and I just time it out. Like, okay, I'm supposed to stay and say this, so if I don't go one day, I already got something to post.
Oh, you're so good.
Yeah.
So hard.
I think because I was already used to like Instagram and posting, I literally just changed the name, moved all the photos, and made that my page and there. On your social media, present yourself on there, or are you doing just your food? Because I've been doing just food.
If I do myself, I'll be talking about food.
Yeah.
Or I'll be taking pictures of someone who I cook for.
Okay.
But as far as like, hey, what's up? I'm at the mall.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you mean like
Some
just
people have
self personally, like
Yeah, because like if you go to my page, it's just
food.
you don't have any pictures of me on there. But I recently just did a photo shoot because I do want to like do an online presence, also and like work on this website that I'm trying to do. So I want to include pictures of myself. It's like I don't know the boundaries.
Tell you something. Let me tell you something. People want to see you.
And also people are also looking for Black culinarians to support. So typically, like for me, I'll scroll through the pictures. I found your picture, but it was way down.
Yeah, they were all
exactly.
over.
And if I can tie this into James Hemings, in our culinary textbook, we don't have stories of James Hemings.
Pictures.
We don't have James Hemings, so you need to be on here. You want to be seen. I'm sorry, but it means that much.
yeah.
So good.
I want you to make that point again later as well.
I got you.
Yeah, that's so important.
That was a layup to future thinking. That's real though. I'm looking glossy as a Escoffier, Fernand.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Everyone else put them in France and French cuisine. And you got a guy like James Hemings who's trained classical French cooking. Fluid language. Thomas Jefferson, president, right?
Yeah,
he was the president. So, bring you back to the conversation I had a long time ago. The whole Yankee Doodle song. Yankee
Doodle there.
How's it
Yankee Doodle,
riding on a pony. That was Thomas Jefferson. Stuck a finger in his hat and called it
macaroni.
See? Right? I'm a Libra. I see y'all. So when I was reading that link the other day, I was like,
that's good.
I'm like, oh, that's the song I learned in 6th grade.
Everything this man he took from someone else.
And we had to sing that song.
We were. Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. Stuck a finger in his hat, called it macaroni. They never taught us that.
Right.
So now, reading through history, the reason why he called it macaroni, obviously somebody grounded made some good macaroni, maybe.
Yeah.
It was
James Hemings.
Yes, that's good. Yeah.
I just saw James walk. Look at this. It was me.
I'm gonna be running that thing up, honey.
I would run.
I'd be like, what's that mac and cheese recipe? Because they can't find it. What is it?
But that's crazy. Yankee Doodle, Yankees, New York Yankees. They used to be the capital.
That's where the capital was for a hot minute.
Cake made by Toni Boyette, Toni's Tables.
But any other thoughts you have about folks, whose I guess, have either gone through obstacles or, you know, anything similar to what Mr. Hemings went through, going to another country to learn to cook, which is something I would love.
Yes, I definitely feel like the person who offers them the opportunity, they should be grateful for them. But then at the same time, it makes me think like, how much do they feel that they owe? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right? He gave him all these opportunities and this great growth and education. But on the other hand, you know, I own you.
Yeah.
Your movement. You know, you can't really make any decisions about your life on your own. I also wonder about James and his sister Sally making the decision not to stay in France. Because in France, they would have been free, and it would have been really difficult. It's just based on what I read in the last 2 days. It would have been really difficult for Jefferson to force them back. Even if he tried to go through the legal route of France would have made it really hard for them. So, you know, I don't know if that's part of Stockholm syndrome, where you're kidnapped and you begin to identify with your captors so much you just stay with them.
It just made me think what kept him in that kitchen cooking day after day for the same people every day, you know, almost against your will, say. And I would have to say that he must have had a great sense of pride, because being a chef, you have to be consistent with your product. And I know me personally, I like seeing people smile. I want to see their happiness as you know, it makes me feel good.
Right.
So I'm assuming if he was around for that long for the president, he had to be doing something right in the kitchen.
Right.
He had to be consistent. You know.
Yeah. I wonder if it really sparked a serious passion. Like, this is just like he was never going to stop doing it because he found who he was. You know, there's a sense of pride, as you mentioned, and then there's a sense of purpose, I guess. Right?
And just the discovery, the word discovery. Me being from, I was joking earlier, but I was serious. Like, I'm from Delaware, the trailer park. We lived in trailers and apartments. Like, you know, if you talk, they always talk down on, oh, trailer park, you know, trailer park, right? First generation college, right? Lost my father at 15. I had a chance to go to college. I got one acceptance letter to Delaware State. Fast forward, right? Person who I am today. Every year when I was in college, and I was like, I can do this. The discovery of, like, oh, I can do this. All those people when I was a senior in high school, they were always talking about they're going to college. Like, I didn't know I was going to go to college. So it's not about me, probably. I didn't know I was going to go to college until my senior year in college. 3 months before graduation, that's when I filled out my college application. I was like, I didn't want to be left behind. So once I got accepted and I started going through my freshman and sophomore year, it was like, yo, you can do this. To make a long story short, go back to what James, as a chef, as a cook, for him to have that passion to keep driving. Discovery. When I'm cooking and I learn new things, it's like, oh, snap.
Drugs, right?
Yeah, it keeps you going. So I must say that for him to keep going, he must have been back there, you know, tasting something like, and then he look out, they liking it. He's like, all right, cool, I'll learn something else. I'm gonna try this and mix that. So that discovery is powerful. So
that is really good, and that triggered something in me as you were talking. You said discovery, because as I think about James Hemings and how he had an awesome and successful career, right? Once he was finally freed and able to go out on his own, it's like he almost didn't realize or couldn't find what his true purpose was. He couldn't discover, he couldn't get to that next level of discovery. And I feel like in each and every one of our lives, there's different levels of discovery. Like, I never believed in a million years that I would be a chef. You know, I was prior military, then in the government, I just knew I was gonna retire there and do things on the side. But then as life started to evolve, I started to come to another stage of discovery that this is what is going to, you know, take your family legacy to that next level. It's going to be through food. So I feel as though we have to always be evolving with discovery, or else we'll get to that place where plateau and not know what to do next. And that could be one of the challenges he was facing after he was free.
So I think even, I'll take a different stance. So my background is not culinary. And so in trying to go through this journey of owning and being in hospitality real estate, you find yourself lonely because you are the only one. I'm one of, few women that are in this space. And so I think even with James, with him being an enslaved person, he had to go against the odds. His family was still enslaved in Virginia. So he's living this life of luxury. And so him having to go into himself, and then when he became free, it's like, okay, what do I do next? Who am I?
You're not used to.
Who am I? Who truly am I? So I think even as entrepreneurs, we have to figure out ourselves outside of our businesses. Because I think
Identity.
Yes, because we can't just have our heads down. And I know I'm guilty of this. Of just, face forward, get the work done, it's gonna happen. But you find yourself lonely, and so we know his demise, and that was the unfortunate demise of being face down or head down and just not really focusing on you as an individual outside of your business or things that you're doing.
And I'm glad you said what you said to her, not even on her campaign. You said when she walked through the door, you seen something floating.
Yes.
She just, so I said that to say, I don't know about you, but sometimes I get tired of shopping. I get tired of going up in the grocery aisles, aisle 3, aisle 5, chicken, pork, green salad, microgreens, greens, romaine lettuce, and spinach, and you go to the register, so they checking you out. It's like you get tired. So you saying that it's like the confidence that we need to hear sometimes. Not saying we need to hear, but it's like it means a lot when people just don't see us as, oh, you just cook. You're just chef.
Right,
exactly.
Or you're a human being.
Just starting out.
So don't just be, I just gotta show my food on my Instagram. Show you.
Yes.
Because you are the big picture.
Wow. So what were you in LA?
I did a competition with Robert from Shark Tank was the judge. So that was a competition I won.
Maybe you told me about this. I apologize, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was the 2019 Small Biz Challenge winner.
When was this?
2019. They flew us to LA, paid for everything. It was amazing.
You still got these competitions going?
Yeah, it is every year. It's every year. Small Biz Challenge. It's on UPS Store and Ink Magazine.
Okay.
So we were in Ink in November of 2019 with Tim Fertitta, the CEO of Landry's.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was on the cover. So I was in that
Oh my God.
that issue.
Yes. That's so awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. So that's what started all of this. So it was I won $14,000, and that was what I used to hire the first flavors employee.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I did some consulting work for a tech company that is developing culinary simulation training through VR. So maybe in the next 2 or 3 months, they'll have the full culinary simulations developed, so they can go live to the vendor, and those learners can learn culinary through virtual reality.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome.
Yes. I want to do that. Chef Nekisha.
Yes, so I would say my recent exciting news is we recently launched our Black Rum Cake Minis. Before, we would only have the larger rum cakes selling on our site, and we actually officially launched it at a pre-Super Bowl party in Hollywood.
Wow.
Which was really exciting. So we got some, great feedback from some celebs and stuff, which was really helpful for marketing. So we're really excited about that because the black rum cake recipe is actually my aunt's recipe. And of course, Royal Ackee is a family business. So we pull from all different family members to incorporate it in the business. So that right there warmed my heart. So that's our excitement for this.
Okay, so I hate to interrupt the proceedings, but damn, so the rum cake was available Super Bowl weekend in LA where I was, and I could
I know, we gotta coordinate better. So I didn't get to make it out again because I was out there probably about 2 weeks prior, but I had to ship everything out, and then my cousin handled everything on that side, so that was good. But
Oh, wow. That is fantastic.
That's so awesome.
Thank you. It's great.
We are accepting new members to join our culinary incubator for the culture. So if you are a startup chef, an emerging chef, caterer, food truck owner, we have space for you here to come and host your dining experiences, to perfect your menus, and just have a supportive community to be a part of. So that is my excitement.
Yeah. So, all right, my excitement is being here with you guys. Accomplishment is helping to make this happen. You know, this is the first post-pandemic dinner table discussion that I've been able to participate in, you know, besides the Friday night family meal. So this has really been lovely to get to be with you all. I really am excited about doing more. Put a little plug in there for a little plug here. I'm excited about doing this and getting to witness all of your journeys and be a part of each other's journey. It would be great. So thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for joining us. And, this has been great. So have a great night. Thank you.
You and I, we're always on the edge. We fight and make love at the same time. Would you break up just because I told you what I did last night?